is doing very, very good. Like, they recouped everything and they were able to happily distribute some really nice checks, right? So, but the box office, when Hidden Figures came out, it is doing so well and still doing well in theaters, because you can still go to a theater, various theaters, and watch Hidden Figures. But I am so in awe of Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures is well, you'll see, but behind the title, it's the untold story of Katherine G. Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson. And these are 3 African American women who worked at NASA, and they served as the brains behind one of NASA's greatest operations, which was to get a man into space. And it also shows how these 3 women, and in the movie they show like a lot of women, a lot of black women that are doing things in order to keep the operations going. But it has a part about the trajectory of, the spaceship and how to safely get a man up to the moon and get him back. And they were responsible. Taraji Henson, who played Katherine G. Johnson, she's responsible for that. So that Hidden Figures is certainly a movie that not only broke the box office, but the cast that went into it was amazing. There's Taraji P. Henson. We all know Taraji. Octavia Spencer. Janelle Monáe, who's really coming up in Hollywood, right? She's in lots of stuff. She's in 2 movies that we're going to be discussing tonight, Soul Circle. And then there's Kevin Costner. There's Kirsten Dunst. I was so surprised with Kirsten Dunst and her character, because I felt like the character that she played was so out of character for Kirsten Dunst, for me. And then there's Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory. He's another one. He plays a character I could not imagine that, he could pull that type of nastiness off, and he did. He totally did, and did very well. And then there is Mahershala Ali. He just won lots of awards. He just got Best Supporting Actor. And he's been getting lots of awards because he's in another movie that we're going to discuss, Soul Circle. But he's in part of the cast for Hidden Figures as well. They've won lots and lots and lots. I mean, if I went through all of the awards that Hidden Figures has won, we'd be here like forever. But thank goodness Hidden Figures has certainly come full circle in terms of that. Now, the thing that just really just puts me in awe of Hidden Figures, the movie company did take a weekend and they were showing the movie for free. So it made all of that money, and they know that they can make money, right? Because people want to see that. They showed the movie for free to children, to show them children and focusing on little girls, right? Because little girls need to know, life isn't just makeup and fingernails, right? So there are other places that you can get in where you fit in, just like in Hidden Figures. Taraji P. Henson's character was very good at math and numbers, and it was that being good and being excellent in math and numbers leads her to NASA. And she gets up there with the big wigs. Like, she totally gets up there with the big wigs. But, I mean, this, of course, the Hidden Figures goes into, of course, like Hidden Figures, right? I know I went all through school, and I never knew. I never was taught. I was never told. In school, you hear about the usual suspects. I call them the usual suspects. You hear about Harriet Tubman, who was definitely a great woman in her right. But there are so many other people that you can discuss when it comes to Black History Month. It doesn't always have to be the usual suspects. You spend, 12 years in school, and every February you do Black History Month, and guaranteed you probably go over the same people all the time. Well, the other people that are out there, they are hidden figures, right? Just like in this movie. We didn't know about Katherine Johnson, and we just got a chance to see her at the ABFF awards. Or was that? That might have been the Oscars. Yeah, it was the Oscars. I'm sorry. I apologize. I misspoke. And she's like up in her 90s, and you can just imagine everything that she had to go through. That movie, Hidden Figures, just taught so much. So, of course, it talks about gender, right? So, just being a woman was very difficult, and, and dealing with other women can be very difficult, of course. And then, of course, there's race. There's certainly a race. That's where the whole Hidden Figures, and you never know about these people, but they are there, and they're hidden, but they certainly are there. There's a great scene in this cinema where she is, that's about the restroom, right? So they move her over to where all the people who know how to do the launching of the spaceship, and it's only white men. Like, the whole room is white men. It's not even white women in there. It's just all these white men. She moves over there because her brain is just as good, right? And so we know that today. But back then, the society did not want to come to understand that, everybody's brain, unless there's some sort of brain injury or some sort of delay in brain development, and, your brain is the same. And hers was the same and even better than most of the people. But one of the things, Kevin Costner plays her supervisor, and he's like, he's looking for her and looking for her and looking for her. And so finally she comes back into the room, and Kevin Costner is like, where have you been? And she explains, like, I cried on this part, but she was like, I had to go to the restroom. And because back then restrooms were colored restrooms, and then they're white restrooms, and you were not to use a white restroom, which was right there. She had to run across NASA's campus in order just to go to the restroom. And, we all know you go to the restroom like in the middle of the day, and that's what she did. That's what she had to do. And she had to do it in a fast manner. And it just, she finally yells and she says, look, I have to go to the bathroom. And, this is another great part that kind of pulled me down off my tears. But Kevin Costner, he goes and he knocks down all the signs that separate the races in terms of the restroom, because he's like, you're one of my strongest team members, and so I can't have you being inconvenienced in that way. And if it's you, then it's lots of other people, and so we're gonna get rid of that. And they certainly did. So that was like one of the best parts to me in the movie. You've got to see, again, Hidden Figures. If you have daughters, nieces, any little girls that can see, life is made up of more than what people say it is. So make sure you pay attention to that. And in it, like I said, Taraji P. Henson plays Katherine Johnson, and Octavia Spencer plays Dorothy Vaughan, and Janelle Monáe plays Mary Jackson. Those are the three main hidden figures that bring everything to life for NASA. Right? We don't know until 2017, but they did all of this back in the 60s. And they did what they did. So, coming off of Hidden Figures, we're going to have the Freedom theme, which includes various artists, and this is one of my songs.
Let's talk about freedom.
Freedom.
Pride.
Equality.
Unity.
Power.
Power to the people.
No unity, no power.
White power for white people. Black power for black people. 1967. The Black Panther Party. The movement.
Freedom.
Let's talk about freedom.
We will not bow down to racism. We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to exploitation. I'm gonna stand. me. First of all, being secret on the opposite. Check this. Watch this. Turn us loose, let us free from all the chains that fight me. Let us run in our own direction. Let us know, let us free from all this propaganda and lies that your people try to teach us. I know why would like to bring us down, because we have all the deals on you. You try to tell us that our lives don't mean anything, but we know so much better, so we're gonna take up the freedom. That you hold me inside, surrounding up and things that our time had. We're taking back what's been not for years. Let the heaven of a sister embrace you and praise the Lord for all these lies and all this propaganda that you want us to take. We're gonna take out, break love.
So that was a very electrifying one of my songs, of course. That is the theme from Panther. If you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch it to give you a historical, backstory to the Black Panthers. But it's called, the movie is called Panther, and that's various artists, of course, female artists, the hip hop artists, singers. There's the reggae. Patra was in it. But various artists singing the theme from Panther, which is freedom. So, don't forget to watch Hidden Figures. That very, very important movie to watch. And that brings us to what most people could call the